Good afternoon. Welcome everyone to this special day to celebrate Val Choo-Foo. We are also honored to be here today to get to recognize someone who truly has been an inspiration in our community. And you know, as we stand here today and we go through the speeches, I just truly want to say this award is a representation of the work that you've done, the leadership you've had. I know Val is going to be humble and say she couldn't have done it without everyone in this room and the people in her family and her life, but honestly, the people in the family in her life and the people in this room also wouldn't be here to recognize you if it wasn't for your ability to pull people together, your ability to be caring and kind and always passionate and wanting to do more and see the best in the community and find a way to make it even better. So I'm very proud and privileged to be here today to welcome you all. I am Nicole Spence. I'm the General Manager of Community Services, and I've had the opportunity to work with Val for 13 years. So to get the show started, I would like to introduce Mayor Bridle to bring the greetings.
Thank you, Nicole. Good afternoon, everyone. You know, quite often I'm asked to provide greetings to a ceremony or banquets, and I have no personal knowledge of the individual that I'm doing this for. I'm sure they're really good people that have achieved great things, but I'm kind of on the outside of the circle. But today, we get to acknowledge one of our own. And so on behalf of City Council and City Administration, it is my honor and my pleasure to welcome everyone today to the celebration for this outstanding achievements of Val Choo-Foo, who's been recognized for her contribution to the parks and recreational sector through her valuable work in Community Services Division. Val is the first individual in Saskatchewan since 2019 to achieve the Canadian Parks and Recreation Association Award of Merit. This is a person who well deserves this award for her tireless efforts to get people excited about active living with her upbeat nature. I know you're all struggling with that. I know she's achieved so much through her knowledge and skills in recreational programming, but you know what always struck me most about Val is her amazing attitude. Well, you know it's true. Have you ever received that email from Val Choo-Foo that wasn't laden with like exclamation marks and enthusiasm? I don't know how she does it, but you get these things and you wonder how, but she does it. Now, as the in-motion community facilitator, she embodied high energy and vitality that has positively influenced our region for many years. She retired from the city last year, I believe, but I hear from friends that she never stops moving. I think she may be taking that forever in motion a little too literally. What do you think?
I would agree.
Okay, I'm just saying. Now, even though this is only October, I have this irrational fear that in just a couple of months, I will get the same, all caps, super excited. It's time for the Wellness Challenge. Everyone, I'm sure, has got here. And you know, she is so persuasive in her emails. Before you know it, you are tracking how much you're eating, how much you're drinking, and you're smiling about it. You're not crying. Here's the thing about positivity. It makes an incredible amount of work seem easy. And it takes commitment to consistently be positive and a positive influence on all of us. I think we can all agree that Val has brightened our work culture and our community far more than we can ever thank her for. And that's why it's so wonderful to see her being recognized with such a high honor as the CPRA Award of Merit. Now, I have a bunch more words, but I just think I'd like you all to join me in congratulating Val with a good round of applause. And make it enthusing,
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks. Thank you very much for those kind words, Mayor Bridle. I would now like to call upon Darcy McLeod from the Saskatchewan Parks and Recreation Association.
Thanks for the introduction, Nicole. pretty hard to follow. What I have to say is maybe very generic probably compared to what you guys all have seen your experiences with Val. And all I've heard so far is nothing but great things, and it makes me think we need more Val in the world, more Vals in the world. That's all I can say.
I'll pull your jets on that.
Thanks for the introduction, Nicole. For those who don't know me, my name is Darcy McLeod, and I'm the president of the Saskatchewan Parks and Recreation Association. I also serve as a board member with the Canadian Parks and Recreation Association, also known as CPRA. On behalf of both organizations, I'm honored to be here today to recognize a true ambassador for active living and recreation, Val Choo-Foo. Through Val's work in recreation over the years, she's introduced and led programs such as Active Play for Youth, Walking for Wellness, and Forever in Motion programs for older adults, to name a few. Her passion and dedication with active living continues to make a huge impact towards improving the quality of life for all people, regardless of age or ability level. Val's leadership was celebrated last year with the 2024 Leadership Excellence Award through the Sask Recreation Awards. The ripple effect of her contributions make her an excellent candidate to be recognized nationally. The Canadian Parks and Recreation Awards are presented annually, recognizing individuals and organizations across Canada who demonstrate a high level of commitment, passion, and leadership to the parks and recreation sector. Val, you've been a catalyst in advancing parks, recreation, and active living priorities, not only here in SwiftCurrent, but across the province. You're a great role model, ambassador, fitness leader advocate, mentor, and the list goes on. It's my honor to present you with this 2025 CPRA Award of Merit. Help me congratulate
On your award of merit. We are so proud of you, and we want to thank you for all the work you've done in our community. And we talk a lot about your work life, but it goes beyond your work life. It goes through the passion that you provide to the community through SwiftLink, and as well as caring communities and everything that you've done, from helping the kids all through their activities and being a volunteer during that time too. So thank you very much. Congratulations. And with that, I'll let you come say a few words.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much. I said I'd give a short thank you, but if you know anything about me, I like talking. I got the podium. I feel like I need you all to stand up and do some little activity, keep motion, but you can tap your toes or whatever you need to do to stretch while I talk. So, first of all, good afternoon, and thank you so very much for everyone coming here today. It is an honor. Thank you for the very kind words, and thank you for coming here to celebrate this special event with me. When I got that phone call from Chris from SPRA, I was in awe and shock. I'm like, what? No. What are you talking about? National award for what? Anyways, I feel very honored to be receiving this Canadian Parks and Recreation Association Merit Award today. I'm overcome with gratitude and awe for being nominated and then chosen for this special award. So thanks to Chris from SPRA, and I believe Nicole. I don't really know all the people behind the scenes. I'm guessing Kristen. A few people. I've done nomination processes before. They do require time and energy and effort, so thank you for all of you that contributed and put that in the process. Thank you to the SPRA representatives here today. You met Darcy, and then Chris is also here from SPRA. And I appreciate your time and effort driving out to our beautiful SwiftCurrent. I know there's some kids need to be picked up from daycare, so it's only about 20 pages long. You should be good. And thank you to Community Services for being here today, for doing the planning, always behind the scenes. Brad, Krista, and everyone else for making this a very special event. You're such a great team. You can pull things together, whether it's small or big, and make people feel special. So thank you very much for being here today, and thank you for the work behind the scenes of organizing this. As many of you know, I do like being active, and I do like being involved. And I don't know when it all started, but I've always been involved in the community, whether that was in high school, liking to be, it was a really small high school, so they even needed me on the sports teams. They did, they let me warm the bench, they let me cheer. That's probably where the cheering started, perhaps. And once in a while, I even saw the court. But then I began my teaching career, and I loved being involved in the teaching, and I even coached a little bit of sports, but usually SRC and leadership and things like that, that just was very special to be a part of. And through the years also, through church and community, we've lived in several different communities, and I usually embrace and like to get to know who lives in that community and get connected. So I've always loved being involved, active, and connected to the community. So as I just mentioned, I was a teacher for many years. Anyway, from kindergarten to grade 11. Those grade 12s never had the honor, but hey. As I came out as a high school teacher, very quickly I realized I was not really geared for high school. I got to middle years and I kept working my way down and ended at Central School in grade 3. But because life was busy and we had 3 young kids and a husband who was the director of education, traveling all over the province, there wasn't a lot of time, and so I chose to take a year leave from teaching. Not knowing exactly what that meant. It was a hard decision. I loved teaching, but I gave that a break, and then all of a sudden there was a phone call by a young, enthusiastic voice, Nicole Pino. At that time, now known as Nicole Spence. And if you want to talk about high energy and people that, like really, I had to live up to get to her too. So Nicole called and said, hey Val, there's a part-time job. Would you be interested in working for the city part-time? In Motion Community Facilitator is the name we gave it. And I said, sure. And so I started, I think, 8 hours a week, and there was kind of 2 programs at that time. And over the next 13 years, I had the honor and the privilege of expanding those programs and getting to know many different people in our community. Nicole, thank you for the flexibility and the freedom of letting me basically create a job. She kind of did hands off. I kind of had the Val, like, well, Val thinks she can do it. Her only question was, are you sure you have enough time to do this? Sure, I have enough time. Liam was It was a perfect fit. It was a part-time throughout the day, and I had the flexibility to be at my kids' activities, be home when they got home from school. And every Friday, we headed off to every community in Saskatchewan, if not Alberta, for sports. It was a perfect fit, and I loved the work. I had fun expanding those those programs. I don't even know really, Dwynell actually got handed over how many programs over the years. Some came, some went, and I got to work with just some absolutely great people. I also wanted to thank the city senior administration, the city council, the mayor, as well as the community services team. They always supported me from the technology phone calls, please help me, I don't know how to do this, through promotions, and just lots more than that. So thank you over all the years, and people have come and gone. We have new people here now, and I thank you for that support. Some of them were mentioned, but some of my favorite programs over the years were the Grey Cup Train. If we remember, that was I think that was my first year. That scared the heck out of me. It was amazing. It was a long time ago. And then Hockey Day in Canada, the Active Play After School programs, which is a lot of work, right, Dwynell? Getting all those little kiddies moving. The Annual Wellness Challenge, which the mayor mentioned, Forever in Motion exercise programs. Then we expanded programs at the Stockade, which is really growing, and I've got some leaders here with me today from Forever in Motion. The Fun Days, Munch and Move, and it goes on and on and on. Lots of great things. When I retired a year ago, I was asked, what will you miss most about my job? Well, it's the people. Now, over those years, I have met many great people, and they come right from the participants, the little babies in our Tots Play and Munch and Move, right up to the seniors. Today, I was leading a class over at Pioneer Estates. We've got some in their 90s that are participating. I have lots of hugs from young and old. So it's the people, the participants, but also the partners I've got to know in our community, sponsors, business people, the media connections, interagency committee, and of course my colleagues. This job helped me to better understand SwiftCurrent and the community we live in. What are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, and where are the needs? I always found it touching when I would finish up an interagency committee. Interagency committee has been around way before me, but I became chairing that, and when I left, I think it's like between 40 and 50 agencies that we now have as a part of interagency. We gather together every other month and share what's going on in the agencies. I always left feeling extremely proud. That is a tickle that's coming. Proud of the work that happens here, and proud of the people that are so very passionate and caring to try to make this community the best it can be. And now a common question people ask when you retire, how's retirement? I always think, what if I say horrible? Then go back to work. Well, it's been absolutely fantastic. I'm only a year into it. But now I get to pick and choose. I get to pick and choose how I spend my days. It might be surprising to some of you, but my days are full. Some days I come home and I'm like, oh, I'm exhausted. I have to be careful because you'll say you don't have to be. But I get to fill my days with the things I absolutely love. Being involved in activities, being physically active, connecting with people, spending time with family and friends, and helping those who need some extra help. There are things that I definitely miss from my job, such as my colleagues and the partners, the participants, and even the programs and events. Some days when I see Donnell and she's heading out to active play, though, I must say, I'm glad it's her. But I am also very happy being involved in activities in the community. And it goes beyond perhaps the work, but some of those work ones have now become my volunteers. So I now volunteer at Forever in Motion twice a week. I teach aquasize at the pool twice on Friday. And then there's many things that I volunteer in with the church. Family Resource Center, Laura is here. It's very special to my heart. Family Resource Center, I sit as a board member. They do incredible work here in the city. As well as I sit on a new organization that's only a year old of My City Care, helping many people in need. Alzheimer's Society, and some more. And in my other spare time that I have, I've now taken up pickleball and line dancing. And if you think it's only for the old, well, come join out, because it is a lot of work. Line dancing is more for the brain than the body, I believe. But I have lots of fun with it. Liam and I have also been fortunate to do a little bit of traveling. He's hoping to do more. But I am always very happy after we return to a special community where life makes sense. And finally, I would like to express a huge thank you to my family. Liam and Ethel are here today. Unfortunately, the 3 young adults are working where they should be or going to school. But if any of you know, you cannot be this involved in a community unless you have a family behind you that is going to support you and help out. And over the years, the funny thing is when I come home and say, so I'm thinking of joining this new group, they all smile, one in particular, and says, so I am too, am I? Brooklyn has helped deliver My City Care hampers. I remember a few years ago, Kennedy and Connor helped move furniture into an apartment for a family in need that was needing to move into a new place. And well, Liam, you're just kind of involved in everything that I do. So thank you so very much. He's the greatest listener to when I need advice. And he's even learned sometimes not to give advice. Great growth. The other day, he just said, yes, I'm not too sure what to say about that. So thank you for your support. Also, Liam has become, when we sponsored a refugee, and we're helping out, all of a sudden he was talking to this individual about vehicle advice. Not that he listened to you, but at least you sat and gave it. And Family Resource Center in particular, we have had to call upon him for his leadership, governance, and policies, many more things, so thank you. Truly thank you for all of your support. We laugh about it and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's a little exhausting for him to keep track of my schedule, so then he takes care of the kids' vehicles, the grocery shopping. We eat really quite well because of him, so thank you. I do appreciate it. And Liam's mom, Ethel, is here today. Thank you for coming and being a part of this. She always says to me, you exhaust me. How do you do it? Do you sit down, please? But I think you've come, after repeatedly telling you, you've come to understand it's just who I am and what I love to do. And the last thing, someone said, oh, you got a tattoo? And I did, just this spring. It's a Bible scripture that is very special to me, and I wanted it somewhere that I could see. And you may laugh because the first two words say, be still. Be still and know that I am God. But I feel I can be active on the outside and try to have a still soul on the inside is what I'm always trying to. Not every day I achieve it. So, as I receive this CPRA Merit Award today, I am truly grateful for the many wonderful opportunities that I have had to be a part of this great community, and I look forward to many more. Thank you.
Oh.